And just for the avoidance of doubt, citizens exercising their rights under Article 37 cannot be charged under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The only thing in that proviso is if the intention is proven, the intention to cause mayhem, to burn down police stations and courts, if that is proven, then citizens are not covered under that proviso. But our submission is, there's no such intention. Therefore, Your Honor, this proviso is actually very clear. It is actually unassailable, and we urge you to find that the proposed charges under the Anti-terrorism Act are inappropriate. And for the avoidance of doubt, Your Honor, the Judicial Service Commission issued a very clear statement on what Counsel Hibe has been actually highlighting, whether grabbing or abduction or whatever the terminology. And I want to read it for the avoidance of any doubt. By the way, the chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission is the Chief Justice.
Your Honor, perhaps with your permission, I don't know.
I do not expect that all the time
it's
trying
okay,
to do these
but
things.
that was not an issue that we did a rejoinder in. There was no statement that we went through. So there's a new issue that...
It's not a new issue, it's been referred to, Your Honor.
We need your ruling.
It's not a new
Your
issue.
Honor, with your kind permission and with the permission of my learned senior,
Can I be addressed by the two so that we can quickly read it?
if I can help refresh your memory, Your Honor, I raised the objection.
My memory is quite fresh.
Your Honor.
Counsel, Mr. Musyoka, that this issue was referred to.
Yes.
No, I'm saying the reading. He is now going to the reading.
No, just the same. The issue was referred to.
Does
The
it
issue
break
is just for the avoidance of doubt.
No, he's reading, Your Honor. Is it necessary? Again.
We need
Problem. Yeah, problem.
Your Honor, thank you, Your Honor. Much obliged. And I just say, the chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission, and we are officers of court, is the Chief Justice herself. And this statement must have been issued with our express authority by the Secretary to the Judicial Service Commission. It reads, it's not a long statement. The Judicial Service Commission registered its deep concern and unequivocal condemnation of the excessive use of force witnessed during the rearrest of an accused person within the precincts of the Ruiru Law Courts on Friday, 4th July 2025. The facts indicate that the accused had been released on bond following a court ruling when shortly thereafter a team of police officers stormed the court premises to rearrest the accused. During this action, gunfire was discharged within the court precincts despite the absence of any security threat or civil disorder. While the Commission recognizes and respects the constitutional mandate of the police to enforce the law and apprehend the suspects, use of firearms in a court environment is excessive, beg your pardon, is excessive and justified and an affront to the authority and dignity of the judiciary. Courts are sacred spaces of constitutional adjudication. They are to be respected, protected, and preserved as secure and impartial forums for administration of justice. We therefore urge all actors within the justice sector to refrain from acts which erode confidence in the institutions charged with the administration of justice. The sanctity of the court must be preserved at all costs Honorable Winfrida Mokaya, CBS Secretary, Judicial Service Commission. The date of the statement, Your Honor, is 5th of July. 5th of July, 2020. This puts to rest this argument about the impropriety of the rearrest. I personally like to call it simply abduction. And therefore, Your Honor, you do have a very historic moment. Historic because if you decide that the two accused persons, I mean, they were yet to take a plea because you object to that. In fact, we are calling on Your Honor to discharge them unconditionally, as happened in the case of Rose Njeri just the other day. So we're going to argue that, you know, the charges have been preferred, that ODPP has done this, and I appeared in court along with Chief Justice Emeritus, because what Rose Njeri did was just to accept, to give our opinion with regards to public participation matters that the committee in Parliament dealing with finance had put out to the public. And then she was apprehended, actually abducted. Rose Njeri today is a free citizen. We want to urge you to use the authority of this court so that you will enter the annals of history as one judicial officer who chose to stand for the constitution of this country. And various aspects have been addressed. Article 20 of the Constitution, for example, which binds all state actors to observe the Bill of Rights, International Bill of Rights, which is part of a domestic law now.
It's a quick question, Counsel.
Yes.
If I were to make my decision in order to enter the annals of history,
Yes.
would it not be making a decision for passing away?
No, indeed not. Indeed not. You will.
We agree with you.
I'll guide you on that one.
Yes.
It is simply that you apply your mind to the conversation that has appeared before you, that has been proffered before you, and to be able to apply the law judiciously, because that is what we're asking you to do. But in so doing, you will also be capturing the moment in our country's history. Right now, judicial notice should be taken of the fact that we are a country at a crossroads, and all of us have to do something to save it. We are simply saying we object to the practice of the Director of Public Prosecutions arresting Kenyans, bringing them to this court, and charge them under the Terrorism Act. That is intimidation of a sort that cannot be tolerated. In fact, it is inflaming the passions of the country. Your Honor, I want to say that these two persons, they're actually not necessarily leaders council, but they are officials of the Democracy for Citizens Party. And the very fact that the whole country is witnessing a situation where two young officials of a party are charged with an attempt is being made to charge them under the Terrorism Act. It's actually inflaming the country. You see some of us, Your Honor, appearing before you with great humility. We're sending a message. We're sending a message that somebody has to do something to ensure that this remains a country under the rule of law. This is not going to be a country where political actors, finding that they are losing ground, decide to deal with the opponents. Soon after this, Your Honor, a member of Parliament, a sitting member of Parliament, I should not be saying this. It's important for you to know so that as we expedite this. A member of Parliament from Manyata is also similarly being brought and charged with terrorism. what in the world is happening to our country. Therefore, Your Honor, you will not be self-serving if you decide to be on the right side of the history of our nation. Therefore, we urge that these two persons be discharged. Their constitutional rights have been violated, and the country is watching. We submit, Your Honor.
The law society